Hey guys, this is Charlotte,
This is Xavier.
and welcome to Artcast. We have a special guest today.
Phillip.
Yay, Phillip. So let's first talk about some 2D art. So what got you started into 2D art?
Oh, that's like a life story.
Story.
I've just always been interested in it when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
I first time I just started drawing was ever since I could remember, really.
Yeah.
I just always loved drawing. It was so much fun to me. So
Mm-hmm.
And would you, when you draw, would it be based off a cartoon you saw, a movie, or what you see in day-to-day life?
it really depends on my mood, really.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to draw, if I'm feeling happy or something, I'll draw something more cartoonish.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm feeling more of in just an everyday mood, I could draw something more of a realism type or something just more generic that you would see from day to day and just other artists.
That's what a lot of, people that have been on this podcast, students, they've said they've always drawn based on their mood or based off what they're feeling in that moment. They always based what they're drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the, the cover art that you could see on this screen, what would you say the mood would be?
Well, this is actually part of a series works. So this is part of my art academy, which is I'm drawing the 5 stages of grief.
Oh, okay.
So this is the first one, which is sadness. Next, I'm about to work on anger.
Anger. Ooh.
So
actually, I'm excited to see that one.
I'm excited to work on that one. I have some pretty good pictures for it. The next one I believe I'm doing in charcoal. I haven't really decided yet.
Whoa, that's cool.
So
I think that's an interesting project because anybody could have a different take on it, which I think is really this one the sadness is the sadness, right?
Yes.
I think that's a really cool way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
With the tears going. I think
Let
that's
alone
super cool.
with the 5 stages of grief. I mean, that's like Charlotte said, anyone can have their take on it, but also that's something everybody has experienced is grief. And that's really interesting because, that's something unique, doing
For sure.
a series on the 5 stages of grief. I find that very intriguing, very interesting.
yeah, and it also is just human emotion is so complex, is that everybody can experience in a different way. So from the cover art, as you can see, this is some people might not say it looks like sadness, but to me it means sadness. You could also interpret this probably as anger because this looks like something else coming out of the eyes, like fire or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or you can interpret it in many different ways. That's also one thing I love about art. It's fully just, unless the artist says it's this, it's fully interpretational for people to say what it is or
That's cool.
have their own ideas about it.
And out of your choices of the 5 stages of grief, what would, I know you said you wanted to really dive into the human emotions and how complex it is, but what would you say made your decision hey, I'm going to do a series on grief. I'm going to do a series on human emotions. What made you say that?
Well, originally my series was going to be on the topic of, what's the word? Mental disorders. And just how people might see them in different lights. So ADHD or paranoia, people can see those in a way that might be more understandable. But I chose the 5 stages of grief is because at that point in time, I recently just went through a couple stages of my life where I just was I feel like this would be an interesting topic, and then people should recognize how this could feel to somebody else and how people can hide their emotions well, even though they are feeling some sort of pain in themselves. Yeah.
It's cool.
That's awesome. And then 3D art, right?
Yes, I've done 3D art.
So when was I know are you not doing it this year?
I'm not doing it as a junior.
So.
But I've done it my sophomore and my freshman year.
Okay.
That's cool.
How was that? Because I did it online, so I wasn't really.
I did it online for most of my sophomore year, but what I did experience is that 3D art is not just wood, clay, or metal. It can also be 3D printing. It could be a lot of other things. One thing that I learned in 3D art is that everything should have a purpose to that build. It's not just you don't just make something. You have to put everything into it to actually make something that it will truly be satisfactory to yourself and to other people.
Right.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Like in freshman year, I made a knife, and I thought it went really well, but I had a lot of flaws, and so I just kept on working on it mentally because I wasn't able to come back. It was at the end of the year.
Right.
But I just kept on working on it mentally to see if I could eventually make it to where it's a full-on, strong knife that I could use for other things.
Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of students, like, even their freshman year or I guess any time, their freshman year or sophomore year, they got that cut off when they couldn't really work on their pieces. I know a lot of students that following year tried to pick up where they left off. Mm-hmm. Did you find that complicated, trying to pick up where you left off?
I did for a little bit because I had so much work already done in 3D art that I had left because I had to transfer from freshman to sophomore year, which I wanted to get done as soon as possible. But when COVID came around, I had to stay at home because my parents did not feel comfortable letting me be back at school. And so at the beginning, it was very complicated because I had no idea what I was going to do, like build something out of cardboard.
Yeah.
But eventually, I started working in 3D printing. And since we got a 3D printer here, I was really excited about it. And I was able to make a 3D printed object, two 3D printed objects. One is a small sculpture of a man from a video game. And it looks really cool. It's really well done. And then the other is a larger sculpture, about 8 inches tall. And it is a character named Izuku Midoriya from a anime called My Hero Academia. So it was a lot of fun making those as well.
That's awesome.
So once you know how to transfer over from that, it's a lot easier than what you would expect.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I had a question in my mind, but I forgot it. Hold on, let me think about it.
You forgot your question.
I forgot my question.
Wow, Charlotte.
Hold on.
You got this.
I can't remember.
Are you sure?
Oh, no, I used to always see you draw in algebra, or I think it was algebra. No,
I just drew
geometry.
every class.
Geometry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he wasn't our
would
geometry class.
You would always draw something like in like a notebook or like a piece of paper. Like you'd always draw something like super cool and like very detailed. And I was like, oh man, I wish I could draw like that. Like that's so cool. And I knew that you would like be super into like 2D art and stuff like that.
Well, thank you. And part of that is like drawing in general. It's not only just like something I work on, it's also something I do as just for fun. And sometimes some of the pieces that I just do for fun turn out to be some of the best work I've done ever. Like I've done something at home one time and it was really detailed. It was actually the rough draft of this, and I was working on it for quite a while, and we were supposed to be having I think we were supposed to have Miss Fauble for that class, but we ended up not being able to have her since she was out for the day.
Oh yeah.
And we went to Ms. Olson's and I worked on a sketch, and then by the end of the day I had a full-on piece because I was just able to keep on working on it.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Do you listen to music while you're?
Yes.
You are.
Yes.
Like, what do you like listen to? Like while you?
Well, depends on what I'm drawing on that one.
Oh, yeah.
There's like a whole entire process.
Right.
You have to know your emotion to what you want to draw, and then music is just amplifies how you feel.
Right.
So
The exclamation point.
It's so if I'm drawing something happy or cartoonish, for example, I'll listen to something happy or cartoonish.
That's cool.
If I'm trying to do anger, I'll definitely listen to something more heavy with like just you can barely hear it, but it's like raspy audio, kind of like just some rappers out there.
Yeah.
Like Lil Darky.
Lil Darky.
You definitely know him.
I think I see him on SoundCloud, Lil Darky. I think I have. I think You remember Cam Hearn?
Mhm.
I think he showed me one of his songs before because he likes that emo screamo screamo rap.
Mm-hmm. His songs definitely help for more anger based drawings. But he also, as an artist, has made a lot of just mellow songs too that not a lot of people have seen, which is also pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other
Awesome.
questions?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, this was
No
really
problem.
interesting. I love like the deeper meaning of art. I think that's really cool.
I think for the cover art, we're just gonna put this picture. We're just gonna make them.
This picture.
We're gonna make them stare at this picture. This
Yep.
sketch. We're just gonna
Yep.
make them stare at it for this cover.
Yeah.
If you want, I can also bring the full one of I had a rough draft, which ended up being really good that I worked
Ooh.
on. So I can bring that one in tomorrow if you want to do that.
Yeah,
one
we could
instead.
like put
Yeah.
both of them.
We
on
put both of them side to side.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that
like
works.
the process of art. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
You guys are getting an insider of what the process is.
The
for-
inside.
You're
of
welcome.
for
Phillip.
our casts.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Phillip.
Phillip,
No
for
problem.
coming.